is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Nature study, the short form, book knowledge, pop culture, countries by newspaper, and name that century. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 1, make a selection. Jimmy to start us off.
Glasses with colored filters in each eye let you watch films in 3D. At the 2010 Grammys, the audience donned them for a montage from this performer's This Is It.
Let's hear it, Player 1.
Yeah!
Right. You get to pick again, Player 1. In I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, Kevin James weds this Hanukkah song guy at Niagara Falls. The correct response is Adam Sandler. You get to pick again, Player 1. Michael C. Hall of 6 Feet Under went to Showtime to play this homicidal title character. Here's what we wanted. Dexter Morgan. Player 1, choose again. El Sol de Tehuacan, the Acapulco Times. It's Player 1. Yes. Player 1, choose again. The Brunswickan, the Edmonton Examiner. Okay, Player 1. Good. You get to pick again, Player 1. Haaretz, Yediot Ahronot. Player 3? Oh. That's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about Israel. You get to pick again, Player 1. The Cape Times, the Volksblad. Here's the correct response. South Africa. You again, Player 1. The Daily Punjab, the Balochistan Post. It's Player 1. Sorry. Oh! That's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 2. Right. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as Ben Franklin flew a kite and invented the lightning rod. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Oh!
Nope. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. The 18th. Player 2, choose again. The Impressionists exhibited their paintings for the first time. The correct response is the 19th. We return to you, player 2. It's the Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. Player 2, please select your wager. And the Daily Double clue. London experienced its deadly Great Fire. Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's what we were looking for. The 17th. Select again. Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain got married and united their kingdoms. Player 3? No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. The 15th. Player 2, choose again. Rodent-borne plague killed off a third of Europe's population. Okay, player 2. Oh, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the response we were looking for. The 14th. Player 2, you pick again, please. In 1964, he topped the pop music charts with the title song from Hello, Dolly. It's player 3. That's correct. Player 3, you start us off. A book's backstrip covers the part that has this anatomical name. Let's hear it, player 1. That's right. Way to go. Player 1, you start us off. A two-time Oscar-winning actress, one of her first jobs was as the Coppertone suntan lotion girl at age 3 in 1965. The correct response is Jodie Foster. We return to you, player 1. An oil called urushiol causes skin irritation when you brush up against this three-leafed plant, Rus radicans. It's player 1. Woo! Yes, you're out of the hole. You get to pick again, player 1. Let's take it over to Kelly.
These spore-producing plants are among the Earth's most ancient. Some species date back more than 300 million years.
We're talking about ferns. Player 1, you pick again, please. Like fish, mushrooms have these, but in a mushroom, they're where the spores are produced. It's player 1. Yeah! Good. Player 1, choose again. The northern fur species of this migrates from its breeding grounds in Alaska's Pribilof Islands to California. Here's what we were looking for. The seal. Player 1, you pick again, please. The freshwater peach blossom type of this sticky coelenterate is making a comeback in China's Jilin Lake. Here's the correct response. The jellyfish. You get to pick again, player one. Frag, meaning to kill a fellow soldier, started as a short form of this term for a type of grenade. It's player one. You are correct. You again, player one. If your internist gives you a script, it's short for this. Player one? Yeah. Good. Select again. Buck, as in dollar, is short for this item once used in trade and barter. The correct response is buckskin. Player one, back to you for our next. A cab you drink is short for this word. Yes, player one? Yeah! Yep. Player one, pick again. A cab you ride in is short for this word. Let's hear it, player two. That's not it. Any other takers? Player one? Yes. Player one. Pick again. Shakespeare wrote, "What's past is this introductory part of a book." Player one? You got it. Please pick again, player one. Mulvaney, Nancy, 177. Birth of, 28. Education of, 213. As expert in creating these, 326 to 331. The correct response is indexes. You get to pick again, player one. A colophon is a section at the end of a book that often names this, like 10-Point Baskerville. Player one? Anyone else? Here's what we wanted. Typeface. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. Etymological name for a blank page at the start of a book, suitable for inscriptions. Okay, player three. Good, and you're back into some money. Okay, we have player two in third place, which means that player two will go first in the Double Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. Everyday Italian, presidential families, get positive, geometry, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum, and 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. Player two, you start us off. The book Whale Done applies the positive techniques used at this marine park to business and family life. It's player 1. Correct. Player 1, where do we start? Associated with unicorns, the Qilin of this large country's pantheon visits when philosophers are born. Let's hear it, player 2. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player 1. Yeah! You got it. Aye, aye, Odysseus. You want to blind Polyphemus, one of these. We, your captive crew, totally have your back. Player 2. Good for you. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Shadowfax, a horse of Rohan, was untamed until approached by this wizard. The correct response is Gandalf. You get to pick again, player 2. Bully for Theseus, who killed this bad two-legged monster that ate sacrifices in a Cretan maze. Here's what we wanted, the Minotaur. We return to you, player 2. The Pythagorean theorem. The square of this of a right triangle equals the sum of the squares of the two other sides. Let's hear it, player 2. You are correct. Player 2, you pick again, please. The formula for this measure of a pyramid is 1/3 of base times height. Okay, player 1. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Volume. You get to pick again, player 2. The term for this type of triangle comes from the Greek for with equal legs. Let's hear it, player 1. Yep. Player 1, you start. Chiron, one of these four-legged mythical creatures, was good. He taught Jason and Achilles. Player 3? That's it. Player 3, you start us off. Formaggio is this dairy product. Let's hear it, player 1. Right. Player 1, make a selection, please, as we continue. Thriving through stress, like him conducting Ode to Joy while ill, is the idea in a book called The Hymn Factor. Here's what we were looking for. Ludwig van Beethoven. Player 1, pick again. His power of positive thinking begins, believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Yes, player 2. No. Any other takers? Player 1? Good. You again, Player 1. An illustrated book pairs Alexander Calder's artwork with the lyrics to his song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Here's the correct response. Bobby McFerrin. Player 1, choose again. OPRAH has unlocked the This, a book by RHONDA BYRNE about using positive visualization. Here's what we were looking for. Secret. Player 1, back to you. This food staple is pane. Player 1? You are correct. Player 1, choose again. This body part is il piede. It's Player 1. Select again. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. And you're in the lead now. How much? Here is your daily double clue. This quadruped is un cavallo. Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's what we were looking for. A horse. Player 1, you pick again. This day of the week is martedì. Yes, Player 3? No. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 1? That's right. Way to go. Select again. His daughter Margaret was born in Independence, Missouri. Okay, Player 3? Nope. Any other takers? Player 1? Yes. Player 1. Pick again. Answer. The second daily double. You are in the lead right now. How much are you going to wager, Player 1? Here is your clue. It's a line or segment that touches a circle at exactly 1 point. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. You again, Player 1. Here's Sarah to start us off.
A pair of angles that add together to make a right angle are known as this type of angle.
Let's hear it, Player 2.
Oh.
Sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Complementary. Player 1, you pick again, please. This 26th president's youngest son, Quentin, was killed in air combat during World War I. Here's the correct response. Theodore Roosevelt. You get to pick again, Player 1. He married his second wife, Edith Bowling Galt, during his first term. Here's the response we were looking for. Woodrow Wilson. Player 1, choose again. This 8th president's wife, Hannah, died of tuberculosis in 1819. The correct response is Martin Van Buren. You get to pick again, Player 1. His son married Mary Catherine Helen in the White House on February 25, 1828. Here's what we wanted. John Quincy Adams. We return to you, Player 1. As a solo artist, his presenters were ex-bandmates, not the Beatles, but the Traveling Wilburys. Here's the correct response. George Harrison. You again, Player 1. In 1986, it was Hail, Hail, this 1950s performer, the very first inductee. It's Player 2. Player 2, you start. Artists become eligible this many years after their first release. The Beach Boys went in 1988. Springsteen in 1999. Yes, Player 3? Good. Player 3, make a selection, please, as we continue. This singer is paired with her ex-husband and songwriting partner, Jerry Goffin. Here's the correct response. Carole King. Here's the $2,000 clue. Let's get Sarah's assistance on this clue.
The electric guitar casts a long shadow over rock and roll. In 1995, the Hall inducted this inventor of the iconic Stratocaster.
Here's what we were looking for. Leo Fender. Sorry, Player 2. Looks like you will not be continuing on to Final Jeopardy. Here's the Final Jeopardy category. Traveling the globe. What are you going to wait? Now the last clue. Flying due west from Los Angeles, it's the first foreign country you would reach. What did you put as your response? And that will lose you your response? And that will lose you. Here's the correct response. Japan.
Woo!
Player one, congratulations to you. Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.